Hey there guys and gals, welcome back to BackPocketGameReviews, and today we're going to talk about kind of a tragic topic about McSkillet. So bear with me here. For those of you who don't know who McSkillet is, he was at one point in time a huge Counter-Strike Go YouTuber. For reasons, he was banned from Counter-Strike Go and hasn't really uploaded a video in like 5 or 6 months. It's been a while. I believe he even on Twitter had it listed as he was a retired YouTuber, if I'm not mistaken. But why is this relevant? Why are we talking about this today? What happened? Well, of course, someone who is identified as a YouTube personality, I wouldn't really call him a YouTube personality at this point, committed a heinous act. We'll get to the act. So I've stated before, and none of this is to take any kind of blame away from him. YouTube is a very, very rough place. It is. It's not for someone who can't handle what other people say, and it can really get to you. It can really get under your skin. I mean, the shit that I have read in my own comment sections, I mean, you would literally be shocked. Half of the worst stuff you guys have never even seen because I've deleted it. And I don't censor my actual, like, comment section, but there are things that just need to never be seen by anyone. I mean, you can make fun of me all you want, but there are certain things where it's just like, no one should ever witness what was written there. And a lot of people take that to heart. I'm not even necessarily saying this is what happened here, because I mean, 5 months away from YouTube, you would really think that a lot of that stuff is out of your head. However, with the way that he got banned from Counter-Strike, he essentially had his job taken away from him. He was essentially fired. Not giving him a get-out-of-jail-free card. I think what we're going to talk about is one of the most disgusting acts that someone could have possibly done. So, again, I understand that your mental health could be at play here. I definitely think it probably had to do with the fact that his job was essentially stripped from him. I don't know how his actual working life goes. I mean, obviously, I do a lot of stuff outside of YouTube to make money. I have a full-time job. Today, I just did an entire side job for somebody, and it's a lot of my days off. I don't get downtime, but I have a family to support. I have things that I have to do, and I have people that count on me. So why are we going to talk about this? So McSkillet, earlier in the day today, he drove his McLaren through a school's gate, like a gate, a locking gate. Drove through it, driving nice and fast, driving through a school. Then smashed out a window of said school. And you might be going, oh, this doesn't, I mean, it sounds insane, but it doesn't sound that bad yet. Obviously, he was putting kids in danger, but then decided to drive on a freeway going the opposite direction at 100 miles an hour and hit a car that was in a carpool lane. That car was driving along with a mother and a daughter in it. The daughter was 12 years old. You can imagine that since he was going 100 miles an hour and he hit a Hyundai in his McLaren, it essentially turned into smithereens. It just blew up. Like, the cars are almost unidentifiable. And yes, the mother and the daughter died, and so did McSkillet. One other person was injured, and 8 cars in total were involved in this. Now, there are a lot of people that are saying, oh, poor McSkillet, and I'm sorry, I honestly cannot give this guy sympathy. If he just killed himself, like, it would have just been like, oh, I'm depressed and I can't handle it, sure. Someone should have reached out, someone should have helped you. But rather than that, he decided that he needed to take a child and a mother with him. So he decided he needed to ruin 2 families that day. Not just his own, but obviously another family as well that he is now left completely shattered. I don't know. I find this to be probably the most startling thing to involve a YouTuber. Like, this makes Jake Paul look, or Logan Paul, whichever one of those douchebags, the one who won his fight today. But this makes that whole situation look very timid in a lot of ways. And again, I don't think you should really identify this dude by what he does. And I can't tell you if he had any mental health issues. No one really knows that for sure. I do find it really funny that police were investigating if he were intentionally driving his car on the wrong side of the freeway. That was something that was actually stated by police, that they were investigating if he was intentionally, if you were driving 100 miles an hour on the wrong side of the freeway, it's intentional. Especially with the events that happened earlier that day with the school. Probably pretty safe to say that's intentional. And I don't agree with suicide. I do think suicide is one of the most selfish cop-outs you could ever use. I get it. You might feel like you're suffering, but other people around you love you whether you realize it or not. It's not just you that gets affected by this. It's not your pain that ends. You're causing more pain elsewhere. You should never, for any reason, feel like you need to commit suicide. Reach out to a friend. I guarantee you there are people out there that care more about you than you think. And obviously there's plenty of ways for you to get help, like the suicide prevention hotline. So, with that being said, I don't personally agree with suicide, but like, I understand feeling bad. Like when Chester Bennington committed suicide, that was a really sad day for me. I'm a really big Linkin Park fan. When McSkillet, who I did used to watch McSkillet, I haven't for years because I'm not a huge Counter-Strike fan anymore, but I did used to watch McSkillet. I'm just nauseated by how terrible of a human being he decided to go out as. Any kind of memory of this guy is just going to be complete trash now. I mean, there's not a single thing I could say, hey, you remember that time McSkillet did this? Because it's instantly going to be followed with, yeah, I also remember that time he killed a mother and his 12-year-old girl. Yeah, way to tarnish any legacy you had. So, I am curious to what you guys think about this. And if any of you do ever feel suicidal, you really should seek help. There are plenty of people out there that can help you. There are plenty of resources at your disposal, and you should utilize them. If you feel like you need to take someone else out in that with you, don't. I don't have any other words of advice for that. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. You can also click that subscribe button, ding that bell if you want to see more content, and description box for anywhere else you want to follow me. But I'm interested in your guys' opinion. Leave them in the comments down below. We can discuss this, and I will have plenty more content coming for you all soon.